Playful Pippa Pony asks, what is your favourite MLP shipping? What are you? Are you a giraffe? A pony? What? Who's best pony? Do you want a banana? What is this with the banana? Is it am I a banana guy? Is that what comes across? Or is it just like is it a meme? I thought it was a meme with Celestia. I guess it's just people are asking for no reason. No, I don't want a banana. Who's best pony? Diamond Tiara. Well, not best. She's my favourite. I'm a giraffe pony. I am a hydra. There. I'm not a giraffe, I'm not a pony, I'm a hydra. I've got multiple heads, you cut one off, you know, two come back. You know? And you can't prove me wrong, because my head is the only thing that you can see. And all the different heads, that's why I've got different styles. Those are the different heads. The one that A Little of Something drew for me is a different head. Sure, they've got their own arms, but, you know, I'm a freak of nature. I'm a strange hydra. So yeah, I'm a hydra. What is your favourite MLP shipping? I like Cheese and Pinky. You know, that's like a canon shipping, kind of. It's very plausible, you know? I like plausible shipping. And each of the main six with any of the main six is kind of plausible, but there are some that are more plausible than others. Things like, you know, Celestia and some random other pony, like something, is kind of weird. Favourite MLP shipping? I don't really have a favourite one. I just like it when ponies are being cute. Tech Grenade asks, so what are you doing now that you're through reviewing? Got some other job doing stuff or what? Not another job, and I'm not really through reviewing. I can come back, I keep saying that. I can come back whenever I want. Think of it like Anthony C, you know? He makes videos when he feels like making videos. He doesn't make episodic analysis because that's boring. And really, it is boring. It's very boring when you don't have anything to say and you feel obligated to. So just think of me as an Anthony C kind of reviewer now. I'll come back when I feel like it. When I have something to say, I'll say it, and Gibbon will return, and it'll be great. But don't expect a lot of it. Moonova asks, are you the real Bibbon? And/or, so how's it feel to not have to do reviews anymore? Did the first thing you do after Twilight's Kingdom upload involve a couch and a deep breath and a fancy cigar? Actually, yeah, kind of. Aside from the cigar, it was sort of like, oh, finally. I'd done the finale, it was a good review, I did it in my old style, quote unquote. I never really changed my style, it's just those two videos in a row, but, you know, blah blah blah, I'm mumbling. It feels great to not have to do reviews anymore, because I realised kind of late that putting yourself up for having an opinion and reviewing and having something to talk about of an episode that you have no idea what it's going to be about. I mean, I try to not, you know, set my expectations at all, so I don't look at synopsis or anything. So I go into it as blind as I can, and the whole idea of planning to have something to say about an episode that you haven't seen is kind of retarded. 'Cause what if you don't? Well, if you don't make an episode, then people will be like, where's your episode review of it? I mean, I could just say, I don't have anything to say, but, yeah, because, I don't know. I could. But it feels great to not have to do reviews anymore. And I did slump somewhere and sigh like, finally. Because it was getting boring having to talk about it. Jason Prince asks, which pony would you like to own? Which pony would you do? Favourite season and why? What is your best pairing of the main six? What are your top 10 best reviewers in this fandom? Pony would you like to own? Like as a pet or as a toy? Because I own Derpy and Luna. You saw Luna, the big old plush. But in real life, to own as a slave? I don't know. Diamond Tiara, I guess. I also own a Diamond Tiara toy. Little blind bag one. Which pony would you do? In the sexual way? I don't know. One of them. Favourite season and why? Probably season 2, because it had a lot of the good stuff in it. But season 4 is very close to being my favourite season. In fact, it's actually probably very close between season 2 and season 4. So yeah, I really like season 4. I don't know why. I guess it depends on the amount of episodes that are good, that I like, and the context of the entire season. Like, season 3, I was feeling kind of bad because of Equestria Girls being announced and the Alicorn transformation being very controversial. and even though some of the episodes were good, the season experience, as I guess would be the best way to put it, was less. I was less excited and less interested. So I guess my favourite season would be Season 4. Yeah, Season 4 is pretty good, actually, yeah. Season 4, why not? What is your best pairing of the main 6? I guess Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy is quite a good one, because one's really shy and one's really tomboyish. Not tomboyish, sort of arrogant and loud, but very squeaky. Loud and squeaky, it's very cute when she says, I'm the best. Yeah. And Fluttershy's like, okay, you're the best. Yeah, that's a cute one. What are your top 10 reviews in this fandom? Well, I'm not a fan of putting people in a line of top 10. I like saying, these are my top 10 favourite, but not in any particular order, because... Not just because it's sort of... It's not that I want to, like, upset any of them, like, why'd you put me ahead of... why'd you put them ahead of me, or whatever. It's not because of that, it's just because I can't actually determine which one would go in what number, which is why I hate top 10s. Unless it's something that very clearly is easy to, number as the best and the worst. But, whatever, let's just say them. I like, Drowning in Horseshoes. I like Digibro. I like, T-Bap, which I guess is 2, but I'll count it as 1 unless I can't think of another one. I like Anthony C. I like, Brony Curious, of course. MLP Silver Quill is pretty good. Dr. Wolf is decent. Texerax, I like his stuff, although he doesn't really make that many videos. He's kind of funny. Who else? I've got 5, 6, 7, 8. Need 2 more. Are there even 2 more? I don't know. Are there 2 more people that I like watching the videos of that are in this fandom that are analysts? I don't think so. I have a top 8. I guess if you count T-Bap as 2, then that's a top 9. And then I'll be in 10th or something. Because I like my videos. And all the people I mentioned, I like their videos. Everybody who I wouldn't put in the top 10, I guess I'm sorry, but you know, I can't like everything. I Miss Rose123 asks, I'm really bad at thinking up questions for these sorts of things, but I guess I'll try. Favorite Disney movie? Favorite MLP ship? Favorite live-action TV show? Favorite movie in general? Not necessarily excluding the Disney one. Favorite scene in Season 4? Favorite scene in Season 4... would probably be when Maud was introduced. That slow walk. And then, it's like, sedimentary, or whatever she says. I like that. Maud's introduction was my favourite scene in Season 4. Favourite Disney movie? Disney movie. I like the Aristocats. I really like the Aristocats. I don't know whether it's a good movie, but I really like it. Favourite MLP ship? I don't really have one. Favourite live-action TV show? Live-action TV show. I like 24. I like The Wire, actually. The Wire is my favourite live-action TV show. Favourite movie in general? It's hard to say. There's so many movies. I guess I like the Hobbit movie. Which one of them, though? Both of them. Both of the Hobbit movies are great. I keep saying this, but I don't really like thinking of favourites. It's kind of a weird thing to think. Like, out of all these things, which one do you like the most? Well, they're all completely different. How do I judge which one's my favourite? Is it the one I'm thinking of right now? Or is it the one that I actually like? How do you determine whether there's something that you like that you just can't remember at the moment? Speaking of favourite movie in general, and forgetting about it, Brave Little Toaster I really like. I forgot about it, you see? You forget about things, and then when somebody asks for your favourite, unless you've already thought about it for a very, very long time, getting everything completely correct about what your favourite one is, and you have it all written down, and then somebody asks you and you say that. And then one day it changes. You find a new movie, or you decide that the old movie that you used to have as your favourite is not your favourite anymore. So, favourites are stupid. Favourites are the worst thing. But yeah, did I answer all your questions? I think I did. QWERTYYO76 asks, is Gibbon your real name? No. Gibbon is not my real name. That is a silly real name to have. Louisa Anderson asks, how long do you spend editing these fabulous videos? The editing process takes a long time because I'm a lazy piece of shit. When I'm really into it, though, I can edit really fast, so it depends. Hippie Flowers asks, what is your real name? How old are you? What nationality are you? Why are you so fucking fabulous? My real name is Louis. That's Louis, L-O-U-I-E. Not Louis, with an S, like a stupid Frenchman. How old are you? I am 20... Oh, nearly 21. What nationality are you? I am English. I am British, but I am English before I'm British. I don't know what that means, I guess. I'm English. I'm completely English. My parents are English, their parents are English. If you go back far enough, I guess one of my dad's relatives' ancestors came from Russia. But that's so far away, it really doesn't mean anything. I'm completely English. Why are you so fucking fabulous? Because I'm so fucking fabulous because I'm not really, but I act like I am. And that makes people think that I'm fabulous. Fabulous is an odd word to use because I don't know. What does it mean to be fabulous, and fucking fabulous at that? How do I define what you mean by fucking fabulous as being what I mean as it could be different? So the question would not, you know, the answer would be wrong, you know? Sorry, I can't speak about words, and I can't say them, so I'm gonna move on to the next question before I make myself look like an idiot any longer. Louisa Anderson says a lot of things, asks a lot of things. Do you ship things? How many days have you gone without bursting out into a song? Do small children irritate you? Who is your hero? Do you like anchovies on your pizza? What does swag mean to you? Do you believe me when I say I am your biggest fan? Do you like the French? I guess I'll answer them backwards, like I have been doing. I have no real opinion on the French, but as an Englishman, we're supposed to sort of like hate them in a sort of ironic way, like, fuck you guys. But not in an ironic way, sort of like a chummy, like, you know, your best friend you call a cunt all day. Yeah, you piece of shit, you know, that's England's relationship with the French, basically. Fuck off, said the French. Fuck you, said the English. And then they hug, you know, that's basically it. Although I don't really know how the government is at the moment, it's kind of like fascism, something. I can't pay attention to the news, what do you think I am? Do you believe me when I say I'm your biggest fan? I don't, because I haven't seen you before. But I guess you could be. Depends on what that means. Are you a very small person, or are you a very large person? If you are the biggest person who is a fan of me, like, if you're like 10 foot tall, it may be. What does swag mean to you? Apparently it means secretly we are gay, but, I always heard it as, like, if you're a criminal, and you've got a bunch of loot, you call it your swag. So, that's where I get that's what it means to me. Do you like anchovies on your pizza? Oh yes, I have had anchovies. I do like anchovies. I don't like them on pizza because I don't like pizza generally. But I do like anchovies. Who is your hero? My hero is Jimmy Page. He's not necessarily the best hero because he is into the occult and shit, and people hate him because he stole some songs. But, you know, fuck everyone else. I like Jimmy Page. Do small children irritate me? Yes and no. I mean, it really depends. I mean, do people irritate me? No. Some people do, but some people don't. I have met small children that are really nice, and I have met small children that are pieces of shit, so it depends on the child. How many days have you gone without bursting out into a song? 0, because yesterday I just started singing I Will by the Beatles, and I changed the lyrics on the fly, and it was actually kind of good. I could sing it now. Who knows what I am doing? I can't remember what I said. If you want me to, I will. Yeah, yep, I sang it better earlier. Do you ship things? No, not really. Broyman87 asks, do you clop? I already answered that. No, I don't. Pinkie Pie asks, Chimmicharry or cherrychanga? I guess Chimmicharry, because that's the reference. And Mr. Game Maker replies to him saying, why not both? Well, why both? Why do you need both? Why do you gotta be greedy? Gamer Loco asks, what is your favourite pony? If it is Maud, choose other. And can you tell a little fanfic with your MLP toys? Favourite pony is Diamond Tiara. Can you tell a little fanfic with your MLP toys? That sounds like a cool idea. Like just playing with my toys with a camera? Yeah, I could do that. I only have Applejack, Rarity, Apple Bloom, Diamond Tiara, and a big vinyl derpy, but we'll see. In fact, I could make a fanfic and reenact it, or I could make the playing with the toys the fanfic, and then somebody would have to write it up. The Prince of Crossing asks, will you make more videos like this, music themed? This was really enjoyable. Oh, the Mambo No. 5 thing? Yeah. I mean, I don't want to use music, like, licensed music, because, as you could probably see, at the bottom it said, like, buy Mambo No. 5, and when that happens on a video, when it says buy this music that's in this video, it basically means YouTube recognizes that that song is in that video and most likely has lost its monetization. So I don't want to make too many. You know, if I don't care about it being monetized like I do here, then yeah, I'll put music in, but usually I try to keep it to game music. Not gay music. Game music. See? I'm not a homosexual. Sonic Gum 15 asks, are you a Sonic fan? No, not really. I never grew up with it, and it's always seemed kind of silly to me. It's never really seemed cool, ever. Even when I was little, I was like, this Sonic show's kind of, I'd rather watch that show. And I think the first Sonic game I ever played was Shadow the Hedgehog. And despite, you know, everybody says it's really stupid, Game Grumps are playing it right now, so I actually like that game because it's actually kind of fun, even if it does get a bit hard. And, you know, it's Sonic. Sonic is a blue hedgehog that runs really fast, collecting rings and blowing up Eggman robots. I think it's kind of been always a bit silly. So, Shadow using guns and driving motorbikes, sure, it's a bit silly, but I like the game. So, I guess in that respect, I'm a Sonic fan. I'm a Shadow fan. I'm not really a Sonic fan. I haven't played those games. Well, I have played a few Sonic games, but it goes too fast, and it's annoying when you stop. Actually, yeah, the Shadow games are like that as well, but I guess it slows down. What am I saying? No, I'm not a Sonic fan. Veramalos32 asks, who is your favourite Homestuck character? My favourite Homestuck character is probably Jade. I don't know, I just really think she's cute. I do like the trolls, very much. I don't know. My Homestuck waifu would probably be Vriska, but I do like Jade as well. Do people ship Jade with Vriska? That would be interesting. And kind of weird. Dan Iraheta asks, which has been the most difficult video to make? No compilations included. Are you going to do collabs in other channels? What is the difference of asking you something here than in your Tumblr? Favorite color? If you could travel to another country for free, where would you go? Do you like ponies? I kinda like ponies. My favorite color is red. If you could travel to another country for free, well, probably America, so I could go to BronyCon and meet people like Digital Boy and Jesse Shoes Man. The difference between asking something here and in my Tumblr is that in my Tumblr I don't go in any sort of depth. I try to, you know, say as much as I can about the subject in here, because in a Q&A, nothing's less interesting than having somebody reply to a question like, yep, it's just, you know, it's annoying. You wait all that time, you ask your questions like, hopefully they'll answer my question, and then they go to your question and they say, yeah, no, maybe. You know, they don't put any effort into actually answering it, which is something I don't like. You gotta give it a bit of an oomph, you know? People are asking these questions. If you put as much effort in as you can, they won't need to ask you something else later. You're gonna tell them as much as you can in one video, and if they watch it all and listen to it, then great. So, Tumblr, I answer questions sort of like instantly and kind of vaguely, and not very in-depth. That's basically the difference. Are you gonna do collabs in other channels? There's one, but I don't know whether that video is ever going to be made, so I don't know. And not review collabs. I might just appear in other videos, but, you know, I won't necessarily be doing any reviews on other channels, because why would I do that? You know, I want the views, I want the money, I don't want someone else getting it. And which has been the most difficult video to make? The most difficult video to make was probably the For Whom the Sweetie Belle Tolls, because it was so depressing at the beginning, and I had to do all that animating as well. I mean, by the time I was doing the animating, I was like, what do I do? And the animation idea was like, wait, I could do this, and it would be great. And it was more fun, but it was more difficult to make because of how much work I just put on myself. And I was already late with it, you know. But I thank Jesse for doing the voice for that, because it saved what could have been the worst review I've ever made. And some people really like that one, so that's good. Luna Schnolf asks, do you edit your own videos? Also, when is your sextape with Digibro gonna leak? I do edit my own videos, except for that one. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's the Rarity Takes Manhattan run. I didn't edit myself. Yeah. Also, when is your sextape with Digibro gonna leak? Well, I don't know what you're talking about, because he lives in America and I live in England, and one of us is going to have a very long penis in order to make that, and it's just not going to work, I don't think. Kind of difficult, you know, to get a sextape over the pond. Kind of difficult to record that as well. But who says we didn't try, hey? Wonder who's got the long penis. Is it me? Is it Digibrony? Fucking find out next week on sextape.com. Is there a sextape.com? There probably is. Defeat Deception asks, do you have a disinterest of the show, the reviewing, the fandom, or is it something else which is making you retire? If it's something else, could you elaborate? It's a slight disinterest of the show. I liked Season 4, but I can't see it going, you know, very well in Season 5. It's probably going to be good. I'm going to watch it, definitely. but I don't see enough interest in the show to continue reviewing each episode, because, oh, and also, it is part of the reviewing as well. The reviewing of each episode is kind of pointless, like I've mentioned before. You set yourself up for having to say something about each episode, even if you don't actually have anything to say, and I feel like I should say something in each episode, and it just doesn't always work. So yeah. And generally, the whole time, it was just trying it out, and I wanted to see if I would do well at analysis or reviewing, and I tried it, and I figured out I'm not really that much into doing it, but I'm pretty good, so I guess it's mostly realizing that reviewing is not actually that fun. The fandom actually kind of made it, I mean, they didn't really do anything, it was just kind of realizing that people always hate something that you do, and it just happened to be the videos that I was happy with. And there's people saying, this is shit, you're going downhill. I'm like, fuck off. It just makes me angry, but, you know, I understand. I feel the same way about other people, but you don't have to say it. Oh, you're making me cry. When I'm gonna retire. It's mostly this disinterest of the show, and the fact that I don't really like the reviewing format for each episode. I could do analysis on different topics related to the show, but reviewing, nah, probably not. White Fox asks, are you in any other fandoms? If so, what are they? I'm in Homestuck, or I am Homestuck. I don't know the correct terminology, but I like that. I wouldn't really consider myself a fan in any other fandoms. I mean, I like Doctor Who, but I'm not that crazy for it. You know, I like Avatar. Does Avatar even really have a fandom? I suppose it does. But I'm not really in that fandom, I just like the show. I don't really do I don't look at fan art, I don't look at anything related to that. But Homestuck, I'm very much a complete spurg. I'm a complete spurg lord for Homestuck. And it's like, whoa guys, so cool and so good. Ren Spikes asks, my question is, what the fuck? Well, the fuck is when you have sexual intercourse. So, the what the fuck is the meaning of life. What the fuck is meaning of life? Because without fucking, you can't reproduce, and therefore the human race wouldn't exist, so that's the meaning of life. Mixed Brony asks, how many brony YouTubers have you met? I haven't met any of them, but I have talked to them on Skype, some of them. I've talked to Jesse, I've talked to Digi, I've talked to a bunch of the other brony analysts. I couldn't name them all. I haven't talked to those guys that much, though. It's just sort of like, because there's this Skype group where the brony analysts go. I'm not in it anymore, but like basically a huge amount of them in that group, and they talk, and I talk, used to talk. I left because it was kind of distracting, and since the season had ended, nobody was really talking about ponies anymore, so I thought, well, there's not really much point. I'll come back later, maybe. So I've met a lot of them on Skype and stuff. Oh, I've talked to Anthony C as well, and T-Bab, of course. They're buddies. They're all buddies, really. I like their company. Very much so. Margin Piccolo asks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 subs, eh? Nice. Okay, here's my cues. Red or blue? Pony of the Year award goes to... Who is the biggest sellout in MLP? Background or main? Rainbow powers, yay or nay? Tirek is the best villain in MLP. Or the worst. Or, I don't know. How many apples could Applejack apple if Applejack could apple? If you had all 7 Dragon Balls, the genie lamp, the Queen's nose... yeah, the Queen's nose. Dorothy's red shoes and Harry Potter's timeturner, what would you do with them all? And the last serious question, should the show veer towards more child-friendly concepts, i.e. tea parties, prancing and girly things, would it be right to assume that the fandom will either follow suit or deteriorate as less slice-of-life events develop of character and blah blah. I thought I could read that whole thing without messing it up, and I couldn't. Maybe I'll put all this text on the screen so you can read it, because it's hard to read. Anyway, red or blue? Red. Pony of the Year award of the year. Maud, I think. She's pretty good. Oh wait, was she even this year? Was she last year? I don't know. Who is the biggest sellout in MLP? Biggest sellout? Rarity? Because she sells things? I'm not sure. She does things for people. For money. She makes dresses. That's basically selling out, technically. Rainbow powers. I don't care. They're kinda dumb. Tirek is best villain in MLP, or the worst. He is pretty threatening, interesting, kind of, but I don't really... He's a big brute, and he's supposed to be a trickster guy, manipulator, but yeah, he's good. I like him, but I would have liked more? Would I have liked more? I'm not sure. I don't know, I guess. How many apples could Applejack apple, if Applejack could apple? Now, is apple a verb? The closest verb is apply. So how many apples could Applejack apply if Applejack could apply apples? Apply to what? Probably to baking. So as many apples as there are on the orchard, i.e. hundreds of thousands of apples. If you had all 7 Dragon Balls, I'll do this in parts. In all 7 Dragon Balls, I would wish for... If the Dragon Balls exist, then if I wish 7 years, or how many years later? 1 year later? I can't even remember. They turn back into Dragon Balls and then they could be found again. And then somebody might eventually use them to take over the world. So, since I've got all this other cool stuff, I'll send the Dragon Balls, I'll say, I wish for the Dragon Balls to never work again, or something. Because I have the genie lamp, which means I have a genie, I assume it's from Aladdin, who can do shit for me. The Queen's Nose, that was an interesting one. Obscure British show reference. I do like that show, I think. I liked it. It was kind of scary. It's a 50p piece, and when you rub it with your thumb and forefinger, while saying something, that comes true. And it's kind of like how a genie, like a trickster genie, would twist your words to make it seem something else. Like, I remember this scene where somebody accidentally had the Queen's Nose, and they didn't realise, and they were just holding it, and they said, I hope that everybody sticks together in this time of, something or other. And by doing that, everybody literally became glue to each other. And it was so weird, it was like slimy glue touching each other, like, stretching. It's like, what the fuck? I love it. And there was this other time where this kid got the Queen's Nose and she said, I wish nobody existed anymore. Which was like, whoa, you could do that? And nobody existed. Everybody was gone and she could just go eat as much popcorn as she wanted. And it was like, it was scary, but I like that thing. So if I had the Queen's Nose, I could wish for basically anything. So, what would I do? Dorothy's red shoes, I don't even know what that does. If I collect them, I can go home. So is that like a Hearthstone? Or a, return home spell? Cool down 30 minutes. I don't know. I don't know what I do with Dorothy. I guess I just wear them because they're cool. Harry Potter's Timeturner. Timeturner is interesting because you don't go back to where you were, I assume. I assume you can only go backwards. If you go forwards... Can you go forwards? I can't remember. But I know you can go back. And if you go back too far, you have to relive the past, and you can't be seen by yourself. That's kind of dangerous and kind of limiting. Because if you go back way too far, you'll have to relive your life again. Or relive a life before your time. So it's not like time travel where you can just do whatever you want and then just go back. Like a TARDIS. It's very dangerous. But I guess I would just keep the time turner on hand in case I needed to be in 2 places at once. And I don't know when I'd need to do that, really. I don't really see much for use of a time turner. For the Queen's Nose, I would just have it as my wish thing. It's basically overpowered. I can do anything with it. Although it might be cursed. I haven't watched the entire show, and it has been a long time since I have watched what I did watch. So there might have been like a curse on it, like if you choose something, it's always going to turn out bad. But yeah, I'm not really into wishing for world domination and stuff because I'm just happy where I am. I'd probably wish for simple things that would just make my life simpler, like, I wish this video was edited immediately, boom, and it was exactly what I wanted. Hooray! Sure, I would probably, abuse it. Like, I wish I had this animated film made by me that happened to be exactly done, and I put it on YouTube instantly now. And that would be my wish, and then it would be on there, and I'd get millions of views because it would be the best fucking thing ever. But then, every time since then, I would have to do the same wish if I wanted to keep it up. And what if it ran out of juice? And then everybody would find out I'm a fraud. No! So yeah, I'd rather just keep it for simple things that just help me in my day-to-day annoyances. Like, if something annoys me, I can just, wish it away. But not big things. Big things are, you can't imagine what a big thing would do. Like, solve world hunger, solve world peace. Well, what if that doesn't help in the long run? What if that actually is just bad anyway? So yeah, I'll just use it selfishly. Last serious question. Should the show, if it was child-friendly concepts, i.e. tea parties, would it be right to assume the fandom will either follow suit? Well, I think most of the fandom will follow suit, but a lot of them will be like, what's this, tea parties? I watch My Little Pony for the fight scenes. And it will be hilarious to me, because some of the best bits in My Little Pony are really girly. It's the embracing of the girliness. If you've seen that Digibro video where he's talking about embracing girliness, the whole point of Pony being popular is that you wouldn't expect something so girly and childish to be good, and it is. And then it's some people joined the brony fandom thinking it was all about being manly, and it's not. It's about embracing girliness as something that can be good. Ponies aren't manly. They're not manly at all. They're girly, and we like them anyway. It's all about it being girly, not being a problem. And people who say, nah, ponies are really manly. You have to be really manly to be a brony. I'm like, fuck off. Just fuck off. So yeah, if it goes into more child-friendly concepts, like a tea party, they'll probably do it in the same way they did stuff like the fashion show in Green Isn't Your Colour. You know, it's a girly thing, it's a fashion show, but it's cool. And it's character, interesting, slice of life, you know, funny comedy with Forever, with Pinky. And it's girly, but it's good. There was the Slumber Party one as well. Yeah, so the fandom will probably have a little bit of backlash, but the sensible people will follow suit and just enjoy it. Or deteriorate as less slice of life events and development. Oh, well, if you're saying, like character development and kiddie activities they can't both happen at the same time, then that's wrong. They can. Girly kiddie things with character development is basically Season 1. And I like Season 1. Repton007 asks, what is your religious, spiritual beliefs, if you have any? I don't really have any religious beliefs, because there's no evidence for a religion, an existing religion to exist, you know, as a thing. Spiritual beliefs, I don't know, I'm pretty skeptical about a lot of things. Some people don't believe in God, but they do believe in ghosts, and I'm like, are you really serious with that? Ghosts have pretty much the same amount of evidence, quote-unquote evidence, as religion does, to being true. But aside from religious and spiritual things being, like, beliefs, like, I don't believe them, but they're nice, you know? Most of the things that they say are nice, aside from the, you know, hateful things that they have in, like, old holy books, like the Bible and the Quran and stuff. But generally, religion and spiritual things are well-meaning nowadays in the mainstream, which is fair enough. I don't really mind people being in those sort of, having those beliefs, but I don't think that you should take everything, like, as true. Like, hell doesn't exist. Can I say that for absolute certainty? No, but neither can you, so why should I believe you? I could get into a religious debate with some people, but I'd rather just, you know, let you argue about it in the comments over each other, because that's more fun. Kinwood Brony asks, do you have any kind of mental disorders? No, I don't really. I say really, I just don't. I don't actually have anything medically wrong with me. I am a perfectly normal, boring person. KG Bronies asks, do you strive to be Weird Al? I don't really know Weird Al. I don't know much of his music. I don't really know what... I mean, I know he's cool, and he's weird, and he's Al, but I don't strive to be him because he's not really my hero. Zorka asks, have you watched Adventure Time? If so, what do you think of it? Also, Fish. Yes, I have watched Adventure Time. I think it's pretty good. I haven't watched some of the latest episodes. I've sort of stopped. It was like... Season 5, the beginning of Season 5, I think I just stopped watching for some reason. I got up to, maybe it's later than that, I got up to Flame Princess when that became a thing. But I didn't, there was that episode where there's spider babies everywhere. I don't know. Also, fish, yes, I enjoy eating fish. They are delicious. Shamrock Surprise asks, why and how did you start reviewing? Do you plan to review non-MLP things? Who was your favourite collab? How did I start reviewing? I start reviewing by expecting myself to be shit, and just recording and uploading it anyway. That's how you start reviewing. That's how I started reviewing. And it was shit. I mean, at first. It was good, but it's not great. I got better, and then better. You know, that's how you have to start everything. Do you plan to review non-MLP things? I don't plan to review anything, but I have ideas that I could review non-MLP things. And it could be interesting, but I don't want to be like a reviewer for the sake of being a reviewer. If I don't like reviewing, then there's no reason to continue doing it. Who was your favourite collab? Probably the one with Jesse, where he came and talked a bunch, and I did the animations, for whom the Sweetie Belle tolls, because as collabs go, it's nice and simple. I do everything, and he just provides the audio that I have to work around. I didn't write the audio, he just gave it to me. And it was nice, because most collabs other than that, it's sort of like you have to write the thing together. I mean, the one with Digi, I was so psyched to be doing that with him. It's like, oh my god, it's so cool. I'm your biggest fan, and I'm in a video with you. And he's like, yeah, sure. But the video itself, it was funny, and it was kind of interesting, but it wasn't very, it wasn't very good as an analysis. And some of the jokes didn't really work, I think. I liked them. I don't know. The one with Digi was fun as an idea, like, oh my god, I'm doing a video with Digi, that's so cool. And with Jesse, it was also the same. It's like, yeah. But with the one where I was animating the thing was better because there was less... I didn't have anything to say, that's the thing. I don't like collabs because you have to sort of get rid of a bunch of stuff you have to say because the other person says it, sort of. And you can't just go over what they just said. And when you're writing the script, you've got to make it so that it can happen nicely. It can smoothly flow from one person to the other. And I have usually got a lot to say, and the way I write doesn't really fit with everybody else, or anybody else coming in and having their thing to say. It sort of feels disjointed. That's what the Digibro collab felt like. Felt disjointed, sorry. The Toon Cricket collab is kind of the same. I kind of like, I mean, it was okay, but it was sort of disjointed. It felt like I was just talking and he was talking kind of differently, because I called him out during the collab, like in the thing. I was like, are you sure? Really? Well, I don't feel the same way. And I guess that's actually the better way to do a collab, to have differences and talk about them, but I don't know. I like being able to have my entire thing, and since I didn't have anything to say, for whom the Sweetie Belle tolls, Jesse coming in and having his thing, it didn't feel disjointed because I had finished, basically, and it was just extra. So yeah, my favourite collab was that one. Bjorn Bjornsson asks, are you a raging croissant? Well, I'm not raging, and I am not a pastry, so neither is true. Zippy Zack Fresh asks, what is your experience with YouTube poop? I notice you use a good bit of poopisms in your videos, such as stutters, glitching, and ear rape. Yeah, I mean, basically my YouTube journey, the reason I started going to this site was because of YouTube poops, because I found them hilarious, and I rolled on the floor with laughter, and they're just the best things. So yeah, I'm very much influenced in my editing by stuff like that. So yeah, I like YouTube poop. It's been my favourite thing for a very, very long time. Walrus Guy is still one of my favourites. And if you know who he is, then cool. Backflip Gal 12 has a lot of questions. If any mythical god, Greek, Roman, Norse, etc., could be your parent, who would it be, and what powers would they pass down to you? You are now a part of a super cool league of superheroes. What is your superpower? What is your name? And what does your outfit look like? I guess I should do these, because they're quite big questions. I'll do them one at a time. If any mythical Greek god could be your parent, who would it be? Who's the Gaul god? The god of the Gauls. Who do they say? Like in Asterix and Obelix, they say that it's not Odin and Thor, that's the Norse one. I can't remember whether they have a god, they say, but if they do, then it'll be that one. If not, it'll probably be I don't know, Zeus or Hades. You have Hades as a dad. Oh, son, take over the dead for me, and I'll give you an undead cookie. Yay. What powers would they pass down onto me? If Hades was my dad, it would be the ability to be a smoky bastard, would go round and round in the depths and go woo. I don't know what Hades does. He manages the afterlife, so probably really boring. I'd rather be a son of Zeus, so I could throw lightning at people. You are now a part of a super cool league of superheroes. What is your superpower? What is your name? And what does your outfit look like? My superpower. This is one of those questions like, what if you had a superpower, what could it be? And I always think, I don't know. But I did have this idea for this cool anime villain. Like if he was in an anime, like Naruto, and he would have this power. It would be the power for his skin to be like a dimension portal to another dimension. So if he touched something, it could go into his internal dimension, and he could take it out at any time. So say for example, if he wanted to stab somebody, he would put his hand on them, and then out of the dimension portal on his hand, like his entire skin can do this, like a sword would come out and stab them. Whoa. And that would be my superpower. I would be able to have a dimension in myself that I could just take things out and put things in. And I could also, like, take certain things in and then, you know, merge them together, merge the atoms together to make something different, and then make that come out, and phew, that'll be cool. Oh, and the dimension inside me is like infinite, so I could put anything in there. I could take over the entire universe if I felt like it, but it would take a long time and I can't be bothered. That's me. My name, Gibbon takes it all. I don't know what a good name would be. Dimension Boy. Oh, I don't know, I'm not good at names. Well, what does my outfit look like? It would be, you know what it would be? It would be kind of skimpy. It would be very small. I would have pants. I would look like He-Man. And the reason for that is so that I could, you know, easily take things out of my skin without ruining my clothes every time. So like if I wanted a cannon to come out of my chest and blow someone up, I wouldn't have to rip a shirt open or anything. I would just be there. And I could, you know, I could make chains fly out of my hands and swing around. And if I wanted to hide secret information, I could touch it and it would go into my dimension and nobody could go in there. Or what about if if I had like a person jump into me. Like, I can turn it off and on. They can't jump into me unless I let them to, but if they went inside me, I know what that sounds like, but think about it. If they jumped in my back and they were in my dimension, they would suffocate unless I put air in there. And then that would be like if I was an evil villain, I would put all of the bad guys in there, and they would just, you know, stand around, be like, what do we do? We're stuck in this new dimension, and it's inside me, but I'm the only one who can let them out. So they're basically trapped in there forever. That would be cool. That's me. That's my superpower. So my outfit's skimpy, and I don't know what my name is, but that's me. You are now dropped into the Harry Potter universe. Would you be a kind and courageous Hufflepuff, an ambitious and determined Slytherin, a brave and courageous Gryffindor, or an intelligent and competitive Ravenclaw? What is your Patronus? I've thought about this. Slytherin is like the emo kids' decision, because they're all nasty, the bad guys. I used to think I'd be a Slytherin because Gryffindor's for the good guys and I'm so deep and dark and cool. But no, not Slytherin. I'm not really that ambitious, and I'm not very determined. Brave and courageous? Not actually. Kind and generous? No. But intelligent and competitive? Ravenclaw. You know, I'm intelligent, I know I am. And I really am annoyingly competitive with everybody. So, you know, I'm clearly a Ravenclaw. And I even tried, you know that Pottermore thing? That Pottermore thing where you go to it and you input questions and then it says what your house is. I got Hufflepuff. I don't want to be Hufflepuff. I quit immediately. I mean, Hufflepuff's fine. I don't want to be one though. I'm intelligent and competitive. I'm a Ravenclaw. You can fuck off with your Hufflepuff. And I left Pottermore and I never came back. Oh, and my Patronus? Probably a white wolf. But I don't really have a reason for that, other than it being my favourite cool animal. Who was your childhood's best friend? I had a couple of really good best friends when I was a kid, but my biggest one was a guy called Matthew Fligman. I haven't spoken to him in a very long time. Not really since we left primary school and went to different secondary schools. But he was like the guy I was always with. You know, we were inseparable, kind of. It's weird to think about it, because if we were to come back now, we could be completely different, and we might not be friends, which is why I'm kind of apprehensive of just going up to him and saying, "You want to hang out again, like we did when we were 10? It's been 10 years. More than 10 years now. Well, not more than 10 years since we've talked. I mean, I think we were like 13 or something, and then we came back like when we were like 15, 16, we just talked again. But it's been years since, and I have no idea what he's doing. So yeah, that is my childhood best friend. If you could go back in time and tell yourself 2 things and return to your corrected reality, what would you tell yourself? Well, there's one of those things in time travel. Does me telling myself from the future, does that alter, like, if there's a timeline, and I go through and I never get interrupted by my future self, and I go into the future, just like by normal being in the future, and then I go back into the past and change what happened in the past, then do I stop existing, or does it become a different timeline? Does the person I tell grow into being another Louis that has a different experience in life? And I think yes, if time travel was possible, that would probably what would happen. It would be a different Louis. It wouldn't be the same one. So I would be telling somebody else, who just happens to be me, something, and it may be exactly the same universe and everything, but it would be changed ever so slightly. And the future me from that timeline may not even go back to tell myself those 2 things. Time travel is confusing. If I could go back in time and tell myself 2 things, I wouldn't, because it would be pointless, because I would still be me, and then my past self wouldn't become me, he'd become another version of me, so what do I care? How old are you? I am 20. How many siblings do you have? I have 2. What is your favourite video game? Again with the favourites. I don't have favourites, I just have things I like. At the moment, I guess I like, Dragon Quest VIII. Is it 8? A Journey of the Cursed King? I really like that game. What is your most prized possession? Prized? I guess my guitar, because it's the most expensive. I can't think of anything my computer, also a prized possession. There's nothing that has super sentimental value to me, really. It's just things like, oh yeah, I remember those days when I had that thing and I used it. But no, I don't really think I have a super possession that I must always keep forever. I don't think I have one of those. If you could own a business, what would it be for? I kind of wanted to own a business making a board game. No, not a board game, like a collectible game with little... Basically, I wanted to make Fire Emblem figurines, and I wanted to make Fire Emblem maps as a board game, and just sell that as a thing. Not actually Fire Emblem, but just like, you know, archers, fighters, knights, swordsmen, all that sort of, little figures. You put them on a grid, and you move them around, and you attack, like, if it was Fire Emblem. And I just had that idea. It was like, I drew a bunch of, like, people in my scrapbook as to who the fighters would be. Instead of just being generic fighters, I gave them all personalities. There was, like, a werewolf and a guy with a hat. There was a pot, and all these sort of things. There was a king. It would have been cool. It still could be cool if I, went back and made it good. But yeah, that if I could own a business, that would be it. Making that game. Will you start a Club Penguin playthrough? I could. I remember playing Club Penguin before it got bought by Disney, way back. Way back when on miniclip.com, the two most popular MMOs were Club Penguin and RuneScape. It was like 2007. I remember those days. And I tried Club Penguin, it was kind of fun, I liked some of the minigames. But I lost my account. So all of those old clothing things you get, I've lost them. Because you can't buy everything in the thing. If you got like something from the very beginning of Club Penguin, it's like a rare item, you can't get it anymore. They keep releasing new clothing, and it's kind of completely and utterly pointless. But it's one of those things, you want to be the guy with the rare shit. You want to be the guy with a hat that nobody else can get, because you were there at the very beginning, and I lost my account, so I could play through a bit. It's not really a game where you play through and level up. You just run around, walk around, waddle around as a penguin. And it's a decently fun game. It's not very deep. I could do that. René Christian Bouchard, or Bouchard, or whatever, asks, if space ninjas ever attacked your home with giant bananas and coconut guns, what would you do? Giant bananas, kind of cumbersome for a ninja, unless the space aspect of the ninja means it's a giant ninja. And coconut guns, I'm thinking of Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong right here, as ninjas from space. What would I do? I would freak out, especially after I figured out that it's space ninjas with giant bananas and coconut guns, and then I would probably panic and call the police, because what the hell do I do against that? Pinkie Pie asks, who is your favourite main 6? Who is your favourite background pony? Favourite Season 4 episode, favourite MLP episode. Favourite main 6 is Rarity, favourite background pony is probably Octavia. Yeah, Octavia's cool. Favourite Season 4 episode, Maud Pie, I think. I keep thinking. Favourite MLP episode of all time, of all the seasons, I can't think of one from the earlier season. I mean, I love Magical Mystery Cure, but I don't think much tops Maud Pie and Pinkie Pride, so one of those two. Jackie Brony asks, Jekyll or Hyde? Well, Jekyll's a monster. No, Mr. Hyde is the monster. Jekyll's just a nerd, so I guess I'll be Jekyll, because at least then I have some sort of intelligence. I haven't read the thing of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I don't really know the story very well, but as far as I know, Hyde becomes a monster. Is he an intelligent monster? Don't know. Darkest Relling asks, what is your favourite type of popcorn, if any? I like sweet popcorn. Sweetened popcorn. I can eat salted popcorn, but I'm not really that much a fan of it. I do like toffee popcorn, although it is a bit much. You can't eat too much toffee popcorn because you will turn into stickiness, and it'll be sticky hands and sticky face, and you feel like, ugh, too much toffee. So I like sweet popcorn, shoving my face in. Jackie Brony asks again, what is the meaning of life? The meaning of life is to continue to live until you don't want to, I think. Yeah. Dionysus24779 asks, are you really done with the show and won't review more episodes? No Season 5? Something else you will review instead? Yes, I've said this. I am done with reviewing episodes by episodes by episodes. If I have something to say about the way the show is going or the way people are reacting to it, I will make a video, and it may be a review, it may be an analysis. A review would be like talking about a specific episode, an analysis would be talking about a specific thing within an episode, or a specific thing about certain episodes. You know what I mean, I think. I keep saying I think. Do I think? Or am I just saying that because I'm not sure about things? Something else you will review instead. Unless I have something to say, I don't really plan to review anything. BioJowl asks, is that your fan kid I see? I don't know what that means. Yes. I Am Lum Man asks, are you a cactus? Well, I don't have any sharp spines, and I don't live in a hot climate, so no. Eric Z asks, who is the best troll, kid, and guardian / Lucis? Also, what fandoms do you consider yourself in? Also, what fandoms do you specifically avoid? Well, I specifically avoid fandoms of things I don't care about, like Twilight, but the best troll, I think, is Vriska or Mina. I can't decide between those two. Favorite kid is probably Roxy. Roxy or Jade. Guardian and Lucis. I like Dad. He's a cool Guardian. Lucis, I can't really remember. They're just a bunch of monsters, aren't they? I guess that giant, the Feferes one. Feferes, how do you pronounce her name? I don't know. Her Lucis is kind of cool because it's a giant squid monster kraken thing. And I consider myself in My Little Pony fandom and Homestuck. Yang Yang Zhu asks, did you watch Equestria Girls? Yes, I did. It was okay. Yang Yang Zhu also asks, can you dance for us? Yes, I can, but I won't. A Monday Morning asks, if you could, would you take your editing skills a step further? Like, would you maybe get a job in the movie industry editing? This is a possibility. I do like editing, but I don't like editing stuff that's boring. You know, I like editing crazy shit. So, if I were to become an editor, I wouldn't really be very commercially viable as somebody, because, you know, YouTube poop doesn't exist in mainstream media. That's the sort of stuff I do. Crazy JonTron YouTube poop. Out there, sort of unnecessarily strange editing, and I could do more traditional, proper editing, but it's boring to me, so I don't know. I'd rather just continue editing for my job, for my YouTube. Karina Asher asks, what are you going to do now that Season 4 is over? You know, until Season 5 and stuff. I'm going to do compilations, and I'm doing this, and I think that's it. In terms of the YouTube channel. I'm doing other things. I'm actually trying to do a Homestuck parody, you know, with me involved as a character. Gibbon, the Homestuck character. So that's a thing. That'll be a thing. Gabby Sanchez asks, what got you into MLP Friendship is Magic? Is there any specific reason why you decided to start this channel? The reason I decided to start the channel was just because it was YouTube and I wanted one so that I could look at things. No, wait. I just made one. I just made one because it was a thing, and I wanted to watch YouTube poop, so that I could subscribe to people, of course. What got me into MLP? It was Dykike, with his Friendship is Magnets, I think. One of those, of his YouTube poops of those, so I saw that, I thought it was cute, and I looked into it, and now here I am. Snugglebee Gaming asks, hello Sir Gibbon, what art thou favourite ice creameth? Chocolate, I think I said that earlier. Selby Inkhill asks, favorite fetish? Like a sexual fetish? Let me think. There's a few. I'm not normal. I'm into some weird shit. You know inflation? I'm not into the inflation like with air, because that's weird. And I'm not into the ridiculous inflation where it's like a huge blob of weirdness. But I do like when it's like at a certain level of weight gaining. It's odd, I know, but you know, everyone has their weird thing, and I'm just honest about it. I like weight gain fetish. Not in real life, though. Fat people, they're not necessarily... I mean, I like drawn fetishes like that. For real life, I just like large breasts. That's pretty much it. Wilma Rolf asks, how far did you get into Dragon Quest VIII? Let's face it, you wouldn't have used the ship theme from one of your compilations had you not played it. Also, nice taste in video game musics. Thanks. I got to the last boss, I got to Rapthorn, and it was annoying because it was a part where, you know, you'd done the last dungeon and all that, and you got to go to the boss, and I tried and I died. So what do? You go back and you try again, hopefully, you know, fully replenished health, maybe buy some extra new items with the money you have, get some healing things, tried again, died again. It was too hard. So what I had to do was just grind metal slimes, and when it comes to that part in a game, I just get bored. I have to get up like 4 or 5 levels each character, and it's just like, come on. I don't care about grinding. Especially when I have to go kill King Metal Slimes in order to make it fast enough, and they keep running away, even though I know the good place to go to find them. So I got bored of doing that, and I just stopped, and I never finished the game, but it was a good game up until that. Katsu Kitty Cat asks, do you ship Merome? Or Merome? What is Merome? I don't know. Is it like a combination of 2 names that I'm not sure about? Yeah, it is. Or is it? I don't know. The Shipping Pony asks, what do you think of Australia and New Zealand? Also, what is one of the songs you listen to regularly? I don't listen to any songs regularly, but I guess Daft Punk's Lose Yourself to Dance I've been listening to a lot, because I like that. What do I think of Australia and New Zealand? No, they're nice. I don't really know much about them, other than, you know, the stereotypes, that the Australians drink a lot, and the New Zealanders are all shepherds, or something, but you know, and they're all in Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I don't really know much about each place to say what I think about them, because I don't really know. I like the accents of both, but again, that's just a stereotype. Maybe they're completely different from what I'm thinking. Sean Smith asks, are you going to be back for Season 5 of MLP? No, I'm not. Not necessarily. Where are you from? Your accent. I am from England. I don't really have an accent. I can't tell what my accent is. If you know what it is, that's great. But I do change my voice depending on what I'm saying and whether my throat is sore. So, depends. I can make an accent like this. What is this supposed to be censored? Blah, 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 blah. And then I can talk like this. It's much more clear. Much more posh. Not, it's fucking, I don't know, I'm a Londoner. I live in London with me Londoners. I go down to the River Thames and I go, I don't know what my accent is. Can you tell me? Because I don't know. G-Thing asks, what's the dumbest, most insane thing you've ever done? I had a friend who lit a barbecue with a gasoline once. It doesn't sound that weird, but, most insane thing I've ever done. Insane. It's not really insane, but it's kind of silly. I decided to go on a romp across the countryside, wearing shorts and flip-flops. And it was summer, and the grass was long, and I cut myself so much on stingy nettles and stupid things, and when I came home I was like, why'd I do that? But it was so fun, because I was with my brothers, and we climbed a mountain. We were on holiday. It was basically a mountain. It's just a really, really tall hill with, goats at the top. And we just climbed. It was cool because we just saw this mountain in the distance. We were just like, let's go there. We didn't tell our parents what we were doing. And we walked all the way through the places where we shouldn't go. We walked through fields, we walked in the places in between, like we walked across a river and down a really steep hill with grass. It was all unkempt, stupid idea. We could have died, we could have been seriously hurt, and we got lost on the way back because we decided to use the road. But when we were up on the hill, it was like, that was the coolest thing, and it was the dumbest, most insane thing I've ever done, I think. I went on like a Lord of the Rings style adventure for no reason without telling anybody. But it was funny because when we were at the top, I had like a really bright shirt on, and my mum was looking out the window, or was like sunbathing or whatever, and she could see us three at the top of the hill, and so she knew where we were, but she didn't know how long we would take to get back. It took us like 4 hours to find the way back because we got lost. Yeah, that was cool. Meryl Pascal asks, do you even? Are you sure? No? Well then, what's your favourite colour of the alphabet? Do you even? No, because I'm rather odd. Ha 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 ha. Are you sure? Yes. No? What? Then, what's your favourite colour of the alphabet? I like it when each colour of the alphabet is a rainbow, and it just goes like that. That's nice. My name is Daku asks, what is your all-time favourite song, and what is your all-time most hated song? Favourite song? Don't have a favourite song, but I do like In My Time of Dying by Led Zeppelin. That's a good one. A lot of their songs start slow, and they're very long, but, they just get so good. So good. If you don't listen to Led Zeppelin, then, well, fine, I guess. I don't really care. And I don't have a hated song because I can't remember the songs I hate. Well, I don't hate songs. I don't hate things. Hating things is pointless. I hate. Meryl Pascal asks, do you even cake? Yes. Meryl Pascal asks again, does this count as a question? No, because there's so many question marks, but they're all in the wrong place. Meryl Pascal, you could have left all of these in one comment, but whatever. Show us your pony's cutie mark. Do you like chipmunks? There is no cutie mark, and no, I don't really care for for chipmunks. Wutun Ai asks, what is your favourite kind of pasta? I like the ones that look like little duck feet. You know that? Like 2 duck feet, like the little flayed ones that look like squidged in the middle. Hang on, I'll look it up. I like this pasta. I think it's called farfalle or farfal or farfalefle. The butterfly or the bow tie shaped pasta. I really like that. I just like it so much. It's my favourite. Cheatster9000X asks, are you a duck? What is your cutie mark? I'm not a duck. I would need a bill for a duck, and I don't have a cutie mark. Charcoal1002 asks, would you be a chair and have somebody sit on me? Well, it depends on who's sitting on me. If it's a nice person that I want them to sit on me, yes. But if it is not that, then no. I don't know what I'm saying. Michael GS asks, what is your real name? Louis Batten. Oh, he told me my surname as well. My real name is Louis Batten. Louie Batten. Why did you choose the name Gibbontake? I have the faintest notion that you may have answered this one before, but I'm too stupid and lazy to check your 91 other videos. You don't need to check 91 other videos, you know. You could have checked my other Q&A. One video, where that gets answered, but okay, fine. I chose the name Gibbontake because of the song Don't Hurry Love by, what's the faces? It goes like, do, oh, you just have to wait. It's a game of give and take. And that's where I got it from. RG Texas asks, how long does it take to wash the amazing mane of hair you have? Do you condition? It takes a while to wash it properly, which is why I usually don't wash it properly. Do you condition? Yeah, I use shampoo and conditioner at the same time, because you're supposed to, right?